Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this video here is going to be part 12 of my Kenshi walkthrough. So, where I am right now is in Sonorous Dark, and I've set up a pretty much expedition base that I'm going to be using to go into Ashlands, and then we'll retreat into Sonorous Dark when we take too much damage and need to. And that's going to be kind of our rotation. It's probably gonna take us a few tries in order to clear all of what we need to clear in there, which is okay because I'm not really in that much of a rush. And also I would like to explain my staging base a little bit for you guys before we hop into all of that stuff. So what I'm doing right here is I'm building some undergarments for my characters. I'm also going to be building some of their this is all light armor So I'm going to be gearing him up for, or gearing one of my characters up for future, basically, sorry, it's hard to do multiple things at once. One of my characters, or more of my characters, got kidnapped, and they basically got all of their gear stripped off by the peeler machines from the skin bandits here. Because if you get knocked unconscious and then kidnapped in Sonorous Dark, your characters will likely be taken by the skin bandits to Skin House 1 or 2. On my map that you see here, and they will be thrown into a peeler machine, have all their armor stripped off, and basically their appendages will be ripped off by the peeler machine. However, you can save them in time, like I did with my characters. I just didn't get the chance to take back my armor before returning to base. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of these skin houses real quick. Right now we're just sending all of my characters out of town. I also have a full-time person crafting weapons and armor in my town, amongst other things. I usually always have a weaponsmith, armorsmith, and other things like that in my town. Even if I have I've made them in a previous town, I'll pretty much always remake them and always have characters working on those things around the clock. Because there's always going to be new people joining my party because I play with the 256 party size. Like just the other Reaver attack, I got like 6 other Reaver slaves that joined my group that I'm probably going to sacrifice because I don't really want them in my group. I don't feel like leveling any more characters on the save file. So here's a typical Skin Bandit patrol as you see right here. There's their stats as you can see. Toughness 40, dexterity 50, strength 60. So they're not that tough. The main thing that's going to be tough is it's the consecutive amounts of fights that you're going to be getting into with all of these guys. There's just so many of them, and you are going to constantly fight them over and over and over and over again. After one pack goes, you wipe out that pack, another pack's going to come in, they're going to whittle you down little by little. And that's what you have to watch out for. You have to watch out for getting whittled down. So this right here is just a typical skin house. There's not going to be... What is Crumble... Wow, Crumble John, you're already hurt. Jeez Louise. This is just going to be your typical skin house. There's not anything that's like super unique about this. Up here on the second floor is going to be the peeler machine. That's the machine you get thrown into if you're unlucky enough to be brought here by the skin bandits. As you can see, there's 2 secure wooden chests. I'm going to show you what's inside. If I remember correctly, there's not much that's good inside. Yeah, you can see just fuel. The only skin bandit camp that is worth looting is going to be the Skin House HQ up here. That Reaver slave is getting beat up way more than I would like him to. He should probably go back home. Yeah, Reaver, you can go back home. Crumble John, you should technically go back home too with how much you're limping around. My characters are not, what would you call it? Super overpowered. So it's going to be like, everything that I do here is still basically, still more or less leveling up. Like you can see, Crumble John only had, 65 toughness. Kung Fu Fighter had 70, so that's kind of above average. A lot of end game teams though, I would say 90 toughness or better on all of the characters that are in the team, and my characters are nowhere even remotely close to that. So I want to go up here and I want to show you the ooh, what happened to Reaver Slave? Oh, okay, going to bed. I thought he got kidnapped. Oh, there's a cleaner unit walking around. So these cleaner units are the only way to reliably get AI cores, outside of exploring, of course. And we got a big skin harvest, so we got the skin bandits moving towards our base right now. So when you fight big enemies like this, cleanser unit right here, you don't want to send in all of your characters at the same time like you see me doing. This is very, 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 very stupid, because they'll take AoE damage like you just seen there. So like, what is usually best to do is this. There we go. I put everybody on passive, and then I sent 2 characters at a time, even though that didn't work out too well, because my other characters will still run in there to do medic. Jarvel is one of my weaker characters too. Buddha Judge is my Secretary of Transportation, so he's pretty powerful. He gets into a lot of fights, as you can see. See, now when it's only fighting one-on-one like this, it is much, much, much better. Then when this character gets knocked unconscious, another one will step in and fight in its place, and then we just basically go around and around. As you can see, the skin bandits are going around from this skin house around to my expedition building. I'll show you the fight once they all get there. It's going to be a big and bloody one, because I have my base raid size turned up all the way to max, so it's going to be big. I think he's gotten 2 toughness so far from fighting him. Let's see. So that was 8. Yeah, about 8% per hit, I think he's getting, which is pretty good. Each swing, too, he's raising dexterity because he's using a sword, right? Yeah, he's using his Me Too Wakizashi. He doesn't even have a shirt on, which is pathetic. The skin bandits are probably at my base by now. I would like to finish this enemy before I switch to them and show you. Hopefully the ragdoll physics don't kick in and the cleanser unit goes flying, because that usually happens. Yep, he got another point of toughness from fighting. You can do this with the Leviathan enemies too, and really skill up one of your characters by solo fighting Leviathan enemies like this. And like I said, these guys are the only reliable ways to get AI cores, so make sure you do loot them when all is said and done. And they do have really, really bad ragdoll physics, which makes no sense for them being, you know, a robotic enemy like this. Oops, that is not a... Oh, excellent, I can. There we go. Undergarment problem solved. Now let us get these characters back on top like that. Now let's switch to our base squad. As you can see, the skin bandits are, I don't know what they're doing, but there's a lot of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to run out here and instigate the fight. Where are they going? I honestly have no idea. That's funny. Well, they kidnapped one Reavers. Or no. Okay, they didn't kidnap him. He's just chasing after them because he's dumb. I was going to show you how the peeler machine worked with him. I was going to sacrifice him if he was getting kidnapped. Well, usually the entire raid attacks me, and they don't just leave like that. I have no idea why they decided to just leave like that. And I am kind of complaining because, like, I did want the skill ups for fighting them. Gosh darn it. Maybe they'll come back though, who knows. And I got too many Oh, they are kidnapping a Reaver slave. It's happening. Okay, well, I will show you how the peeler machine works with that Reaver slave. Bye-bye, Reaver slave. Alright, let's switch back to my main team. Now, what I would like to show you is the one good loot to get in Sonorous Dark. The main thing we're going to be after is Ashlands. It has Ashland domes all throughout Ashlands, and it's got excellent loot there. Did they already arrive back there? Yeah. So this is what happens. Who else is in here? Okay, both Reaver slaves. Right? Oh, okay. No. That is, they took somebody else hostage that was from the United Cities ambush on my base. But this is what happens when you, are in a peeler machine. Watch his limbs, as you can see. His left arm is being torn off. His right arm is in the negatives now, and he's just going to get basically torn to shreds. She, rather. Don't want to focus on it too long because it'll be graphic violence, and YouTube will be like, demonetized. So there you go. One arm down, right leg is down, and now it's starting to work on his chest, and it's just absolutely eating him alive. So as you can see, typically, no bueno. You don't want to get captured by the skin bandits. They will wreck your day. Jarvel, where are you going? Ditching resources? Cat-Lon just got struck by lightning, and apparently that energized him and made him stand up. He was like Frankenstein. He got struck by lightning and he was like, I am alive! And then he attacked. Reaver slave has died from blood loss. Nah. I have no idea who this guy is, but I'm going to help him because I want some animal skins from the gorilla. Cat-Lon and Runner. They're all ditching resources. Wonder what resources they have to ditch. So there's another skin house over there by the, whatever you would call it. Is that Reaver still? I think this is the guy at the from the start of the video that I attacked that was traveling quickly. Or no, that guy lost a leg. Never mind. But as you can see, these Reavers over here are the assholes who attacked my base and thought it'd be a good idea. And now they're going to get captured by skin bandits at some point when crawling through Sonorous Dark. This area I'm in right now is kind of a dangerous area, I would describe it as. Going by this town in the middle of Sonorous Dark is a bit risky. Because it's heavily fortified. And that's going to be the same deal with this Skin House HQ up here. It's going to be very, very heavily fortified. And more than once, I've brought a squad here like this one that I was positive could take out the town, and we lost. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Cat-Lon keeps getting knocked unconscious, which I do not like happening. Or no, sorry, he didn't. It was Runner who got knocked unconscious. So I guess I'm going to send Runner back to the base. Because he can run back there on his own, no issue, since he runs super duper duper fast. And he's getting knocked unconscious far too often, which means he's a liability. Because if he gets knocked unconscious and then taken hostage, I'm going to be stuck with the choice of either run in there and save him or leave him to die. And I don't want to be stuck with that choice. As we can see, Runner already made it back to town. I do need to make a an arrow making. Let's see. Crafting, arrow making bench. It's one of the things I do need. Bolt box for storage. Because I have a few crossbowmen. And I'm kind of running out of arrows. Let's see what else. Actually, you know what? Let's only make longs. Weaponsmithy I haven't even messed with yet. Desert sabers I think are what I want to make. I don't have the highest quality weapons yet. I can't make edge type ones. I don't have edge walkers unlocked yet. I need to get it unlocked. Kung Fu Fight Man, have you yeah. Your leg's now worse than Crumble John's. So ideally what I would like to do with this team right here is to go to the Skin House HQ and take out Savant. Because he's the main thing that we're after in Sonorous Dark. Savant carries peeler machine recipe as well as human skin suits. More or less, we only want the peeler machine from him because it actually has a practical use if you can endure it. Of course, you can put your own characters in the peeler machine and rip off their limbs and then attach very overpowered robotic limbs to them. That's the only reliable way of delimbing people is by doing that. Let me see my characters. Eek. I am not liking my odds here. Let me save before I do this because I might need to save scum. My odds of survival are low because my characters have taken a lot of damage prior to arriving here. And this is a pretty heavily guarded town, as you can see. Like, if we mouse over, it'll say 49 out of 49 residents. And there's probably other skin bandits that will patrol around the area and then swoop in after the fact and attack. Also, these enemies will keep repairing, standing up, and that's going to be a bit of an issue too. Here's more skin bandits over here. I'm going to try to take out the patrols around the outside before I do anything else. Still 49 out of 49. Well, I'm still moving at a quick speed. I'm so scared to go inside. Because if we mess up, it's going to be bad. Because my characters are going to get thrown on peeler machines. They're going to get their gear ripped off, which means I'm going to have to pick up their gear. I'm going to have to get them out of the peeler machines. I'm going to have to bring more characters from my base up here to make sure these characters survive. Basically, it's a whole ordeal. Still 49 out of 49. Jeez Louise. Okay, I guess. We're going in. Even if we can only kill some of them. Apparently my characters had a different idea. They were like, let's go in, but also go out. Okay, so let's see. Put down whoever's wounded, so they can fight too. And let's get this fucking party started. Like I said, there's a very good chance this ends poorly. Chad just got knocked unconscious. Him down for that short period of time is all it takes for somebody to pick him up. And just like that, see what I mean? Somebody just picked him up just like that. And he's on his way to the peeler machine. And notice how none of the skeletons inside aggroed me when I first arrived in town. They only aggroed me when I came inside here with Cat-Lon to deal with this. Thankfully, Chad is a lockpicker. More skeleton bandits or skin bandits coming in from the whatever direction that is. Who just got knocked unconscious? Leet Deeps, I think. And Cat-Lon too. We have to pay very, very close attention to who gets knocked unconscious. Okay, so Runner is basically back up and good to go. So I'm going to bring Runner in here. Okay, so it looks like... Ooh, is he carrying me? No. It looks like we were successful in taking out the first building. The thing is, the skin bandits will get back up and repair themselves and all that fun stuff, so we have to... Can't let our guard down yet or declare victory. Also, we haven't taken out Savant, which is the reason that we came here, their leader. Here's Runner. I'm just going to do a few cycles here of fighting them when they stand back up. That way they stay down, and I don't have to deal with being attacked from the back. They'll play dead like this until there's a few of them ready to stand up, and then they'll... Like this guy right here. Let's attack him, actually. And then his ally should stand up. Yep. And then we can beat them all until pulp again. I think what makes the big difference here is I have a few characters equipped with that, what do you call it? Or maybe I don't. I thought I had a few of these characters equipped with the Paladin's Cross weapon that dealt more damage to skeletons, but apparently not. Okay, so we did one building. This building will still have skeletons inside, skin bandits inside of it, because we haven't been inside of there yet. This one right here is Savant's building, if I remember correctly. Nope, not Savant's building. Oh, this one is Savant's, probably. We'll do turbo speed. Just keep an eye on my characters. Reaver Slave and Jarvel are both hurting. Okay, so maybe this is Savant's building. Nope. Savant, where are you? Let's see. What do you mean? Oh. Yeah, that makes no sense. 48 out of 49 residents? Even though I guess we haven't killed them yet, that's why. We've only knocked them unconscious so far. Yeah, tracking on. You're starting to get knocked out a little bit too much for my comfort. Negative 25. I mean, you're still kind of good, though. It's just every hit is going to knock him unconscious. Every hit to his head, sorry. Reaver, Slave, and Jarvel. What am I going to do with you two? So this should be Savant's building. By process of elimination, and indeed it is. As you can see, clearly it looks different than the other ones because it's got a throne. And Savant should be, I guess maybe we already fought him? Yeah, I don't see him saying anything, so... Oh, there he is. He's asleep. Here's Savant. He's the only human in the whole Skin Bandit camp. And like I said, he has the peeler recipe on his what is his? Let's see. Woo! Nope, 0% chance to do it. So let's just attack. Click. I was going to try to assassinate him, but nah. Let's just run in and all-out war. Runner jumped up and punched him in the face for 111 and decked him. So here is the Skeleton Human Transformation Bible, as you see. It is the peeler machine recipe you can get. And as you can see, he's not currently, he doesn't have the, oh, and he also gives the Me Too no Dashi. As you can see, though, he doesn't have the other recipe on him. It's in the nearby chest. We'll get it in a second. Not that one. Small crate. I don't think it's in. Yeah, right here. Human skin, and human skin suit. So he's got actually more recipes than I thought. I didn't remember the human skin and 34%. We have to take out the other enemies in the area first. Otherwise, they'll keep catching me stealing. Two ancient science books, which isn't that bad, but really don't need them at this point. 3 ancient science books. Lots of repair kits, always useful. Ooh, and the chest, the safe behind the throne. More ancient science books. And on this second floor, we have another chest. Engineering research. Lots of human skin suits. And that is all for this camp. So, what we need to do is, well, what I need to do is give Buddha Judge the crap I just found, some of it anyway. So that's not too bad of a haul, I guess. So, let me check how much longer is good on this video. 32 minutes. Yeah, we have time to explore into the Ashlands a bit. Reaver Slave and Jarvel. Those are the 2 characters I need to pick up. So, now that we're moving on into the Ashlands, there's the Ashlands, what you need to explore there is multiple Ashlands domes. They are going to be solo buildings with, I think, 4 floors that you can go up. And each of these buildings is going to have a large group of skeletons in them. It's also going to have a commander/boss skeleton who's going to be wielding a Me Too quality weapon, which is best quality in the game of that weapon that you'll get. So it's worthwhile to hit up all of these things, not only for the weapons, but also there's going to be a lot of loot for you to find throughout each Ashlands dome too. There's going to be a whole bunch of ancient science books, engineering recipes, as well as AI cores. Wow, Runner, you got messed up again. You were like basically fully healed, and now you're all fucked up again. There's a total of 4 Ashlands domes. As you can see, I only have 2 marked on my map right now, but that's okay. Now, depending on how strong you are and your group is, you might have to do this in a few waves. Also, I'd recommend entering from this portion here through the pits. There's a sniper tower right here that will be a bit of an issue, but once you clear the sniper tower, you'll have a safe route through. And that is safer than going across Sonorous Dark unless you plan on making a base in Sonorous Dark. Because going across Sonorous Dark without having a base inside there is going to be kind of death. Also, going into Ashlands with your team all wounded and beat up like mine is also kind of a bad idea. But I don't feel like taking a very long time for this video. I don't want it to be like an hour and a half long. So this is one of the main one of the main enemies you encounter in Ashlands. These are Screamer units, which are part of the Skeleton Legion. You can see their stats are pretty solid. And these little guys are going to be like all over the place. You're going to have a lot of them. So you're going to have to make sure you can handle them before you come here and handle a lot of them. Unlike the Skin Bandits and the Skeleton Bandits, these guys will not capture you and take you back to any peeler machines. So that is a bonus, a plus to dealing with them. But you're going to have to deal with a large amount of enemies. You can see a whole wave down there. There's this wave up here that I'm going to be fighting. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get my characters beat to a pulp, and then I'm going to teleport them all back to my base, and then we'll heal up there. Just something quick for the duration of this video. Oh, and one thing that's worth mentioning too is pay attention to your characters, because otherwise they'll do what you just seen my characters do here. They'll run after these skeletons to the end of the earth, because these skeletons have a tendency of running when they get low health, and they will run over to other skeletal patrols in the nearby area, which unless you're paying attention to your characters will follow them and aggro more enemies. You can see a few of them are getting stuck over here, and they're injured from my fight with them. So this is the Ashlands Dome, and if you're confused of how to get in, it is right here, this little crack. You just run inside, then it'll be much more obvious how to move around inside. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go inside, and I'm going to show you one of these. So here we go. This is our first Ashland Dome. You can see we got some Legion thralls inside. Your first time in here, I'd recommend checking all of the enemies. You're going to be looking for a boss in each of these areas, so make sure to pay attention to them. In this Ashland Dome, the boss is going to be Head of Agriculture, which is right here. He has a Me Too, whatever that weapon is. Also, each of these bosses in this zone at the Ashland Domes will have a story to tell. Their CPU core, when you loot them, there'll be a little whatever you would call it, lore on them. Surprising I haven't aggroed the second floor yet. Time to aggro that second floor. I'll show you where all the loot locations are in here too, because there's quite a few of them. That's funny. Almar fell off the side. Oh cool, he teleported back up. Otherwise I don't think I would be able to remove him off of that location. There we go. Head of agriculture is dead. So, in order to instantly kill him, what you want to do is just loot any of these things on his body, either the AI core or the CPU of him. Also, these CPUs are the lore things that I was talking about. You could see this one says he could never have foreseen the events that happened, but he still blamed himself for the famine and the subsequent downfall of the empire. That references one of the famines that caused massive humans dying, and also one of the things that led to the human uprising is they were pretty upset about the mismanagement of the robots. So that eventually led to them being like, you know what? We just want to be in control of our own destinies. I talk about this in walkthrough part 10, I think it is, which is called Kenshi Philosophy. So where's Buddha Judge? There he is. He's upstairs. So I'm going to drop off some loot in his inventory. And we're going to use Almar, I think, to run around and do all the looting. Okay, so on the first floor, you can see we got a few things here, and it's not entirely obvious what would have loot and what isn't. Always ignore the research benches. They will never have loot in them. Check all of the boxes, though, like this strong box here that I just clicked on. It had some gears and a book in it. This metal box, nothing. Let's see. Right here, this ancient safe. This is a good one. It's locked, too. So it's, it's got something in it. Oh, boy. Two fails. There we go. Oh, boy, a press. I'm not impressed. Here's another ancient safe. AI core. Excellent. Here's a metal box. You can see it's kind of hidden in between the two research benches. Got to be thorough. Engineering research in that little box. Here's another strong box right here next to the research benches. However, it is empty. You can tell by left clicking on it. You'll see the little pop-up in the bottom left, letting you know if it has loot in it. When you're in a dungeon like this, you want to make sure you go through basically all of the loot and left click on it to make sure if there's any items in there or not. I'll loot those because vendor trash. Also, depending on what you feel like doing yourself, it might be in your best interest to leave turbo speed on while you do all of this stuff. If you pay attention, you'll see my character's health slowly going back up. And it'd probably take you maybe a couple hours to go through all of the loot in here, which will give you enough time for your characters to heal a bit. Up to you if you care about that sort of thing. Skeleton eye, power cores, CPU units, all of that's kind of vendor trash. Same with the skeleton muscles I picked up. But I'll probably use the skeleton muscles for robotics. Ancient safe, this is another one. This one is pretty hard to pick too. Slightly better loot. This is the top floor too. Floor 2. So I thought, yeah, apparently they only have 2 floors. I thought they had way more than that. I thought they had double that. No goodies in there. Let's check this ancient safe. AI core, nice. Small box. What about this strong box? Nope. Nope, nothing good in there. Small box. Small box. And there you go. That seems like all the loot in this one. This one was a little kind of underwhelming. Usually there's more loot. So now we got to basically get our characters out. And, whoa. He's in a pretty bad recovery coma. Let's see. How's everybody else doing as far as, ooh, everybody's taking quite a beating. Let's switch back to my base squad. I will leave them there for the time being and let them recover a little. Ooh, I know what I can do. cool. I got those sleeping bags on my mule. So if you weren't around for one of my other videos and you didn't get the sleeping bag tutorial, or whatever you would want to call it, sleeping bags are the bomb, and they serve purposes just like this. He still has one sleeping bag you can put down. Bam. Get up and put that. There we go. So, now I just need my characters to heal up a bit before I can move on to the next Ashlands Dome. So, in the meantime, what I'll actually explain, I went over this in, I think, part 9 of my Kenshi walkthrough. The best in slot gear that I am using, and also the weapons I'm using. I'll explain that during our downtime. Give me a second to hiccup first, though. Great timing, I know. So, my main squad here is mostly sporting heavy armor, and that's because they're all melee fighters. As far as the best heavy armor in the game, crab armor is the best main chest armor because it has the most coverage. It also has the most protection. Crab helmet, same deal, most coverage and most protection. And it also comes with good dust storm acid burning protection, as does the crab armor. With both of these together, you'll have full protection from acid, which is fantastic. Samurai leg plates. These are best in slot leg armor. You would assume that the crab armor would be best in slot since the head and chest armor are, but they aren't. The legs, if I remember correctly, the legs don't have as much protection as samurai leg plates, and they actually have a higher drawback than the samurai leg plates do. So leather turtleneck, it is best in slot for your under armor. With, I think, blackened chainmail would be better if you're like a pure tank. And there's another black chest piece that's made out of leather too that you can use instead of the leather turtleneck, but it has slightly less coverage. The only benefit to using that is it gives you a stealth bonus that this one does not give you. As far as weapons go, it's kind of up to you. Martial artists do have good, like, it's a good skill set to use martial arts. If you're going to be using a whatchamacallit, cutting weapon, in my personal opinion, you should go with Foreign Saber or Desert Saber. Foreign Saber is better for pure defense because it comes with the highest defense bonus. It also does semi-decent damage in my opinion. The Desert Saber is kind of middle of the road for defensive bonus, plus also dealing good damage. I'd recommend that if you're kind of like me and you want something that's, you know, middle of the road so you can tank very well as also deal damage pretty well. Sorry, just building a research bench because I'm going to need it when I get back home. You can, if you don't mind weapon swapping for different fights, then I would recommend using, what is it called? Right here, Paladin's Cross, when you're fighting out here, like with skeletons, because it will deal very good damage against skeletons. Falling Sun, right here, this weapon. This is the highest pure damage weapon you can get in the game. That's also another good one that's worth using. Martial Artist, though, is quite overpowered, so I'd recommend you do give that a very careful consideration. Most of my characters, though, use Desert Sabers, as you can see here, because it's, like I said, a good middle-of-the-road weapon. Good defense bonus. Also comes with decent bonuses for damage. My character's robotic limbs are also have taken pretty heavy damage. As far as light armor goes, though, this is probably best in slot light armor. Dust coat, black and chainmail taggle must I like, although what is this? This mask is better. Technically, fog mask offers more coverage and also more protection, if I'm not mistaken. If you're playing a martial artist character, martial artist bindings is typically better for your under armor. It will make you deal more damage, and it will also give you some fist protection. You're going to be sacrificing a decent amount of survivability, though, if you go that way, so keep that in mind. It's not always the best. And why does it seem like my characters are not healing at an increased rate? Like, this is taking forever, despite the fact that it should not be taking forever. And I'm going to be leaving these sleeping bags here, too. Sometimes I take them with me. I don't feel that it's actually necessary for right now. I'm going to build a medical bench here because I might need to build more sleeping bags, and I definitely will need to build more med kits. By the way, pro tip, whenever you make a workstation bench inside like that, be sure to do the ceiling fan lamp over top of them, or any light source that you can, because having a light source will make it so you don't suffer skill penalties when it's dark out, because otherwise you will suffer a skill penalty in the dark. Same deal when it comes to being outside. If you can do searchlights/spotlights, that will allow your characters to see when they're mining or whatever they're doing outside. Okay, so everybody's healed up, and now it's time to head on out to Ashland Dome numero dos. And just like that, we already aggroed some iron spiders. So if I am not mistaken, I do remember the Ashland Dome number 2 being in this direction. Oh no, Ashland Dome 2 is actually in the south of the one we were just in. So if you're wondering how bad that gas cloud is, Jarvel didn't take too much damage. So long as you don't stand in it, it's usually not the end of the world. It's okay if you just run through it like that, though. Legion Scout. So now we're here, watch. Once we wipe out this group, I'll show you the skeletons that take off running. Usually there's I guess they didn't get a chance to run. Usually they're the ones that do take off running, though. Like 400 miles an hour in the opposite direction towards more skeletons. Okay. Apparently, where I am is not in the proper spot to get up this mountain. Yeah, I think I have to go around this mountain. I don't know this zone as well as I know most of the other zones. Yep, there it is, the Ashlands down. Alrighty, so we're going to do this this one and then probably end the video here. This is going to be, I think, General Zhang is in control of it, and it's going to be, I guess, a little bit harder than the last one, but not too much. Same deal. We're going to go inside, we're going to look for Mr. Named Skeleton, and we're going to kill him, all of his friends, and steal their shit. And ask ourselves if we are the bad guys. Spoiler alert, no, we're not. I talked about this in the Kenshi philosophy video that I uploaded, but technically the skeletons are responsible for both downfalls of humanity. The second downfall, they are guaranteed responsible. In fact, the skeletons that are directly responsible are still alive today. We're actually killing them right now. So, technically, yes, these skeletons are, they're the reason that humanity has basically fallen into ruin twice. So, I would not consider us evil for taking them out, or the bad guys for taking them out. There's General Zhang up here. Sometimes, why are my animals outside? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, they're not coming inside. Oh well. So, I did not see General Zhang upstairs. So, maybe he is already dead. This is the annoying part of everything, because if I can't find his body, then I can't get his weapon, which is a bit unfortunate. And also, since I didn't watch which enemies I was killing, there's no I don't even know if he spawned here or not, or if it's bugged and he didn't spawn, because that could have been a possibility as well. Again, same deal though. We're gonna go through everything, check every box, be meticulous. 2 AI cores already, which is a very good haul. Oh yeah, you will need where are my characters? Oh, okay. You will need lockpicking, obviously. Pretty high lockpicking in order to successfully do these areas. Oh, cleaner unit. I'd recommend 60 plus lockpicking at a minimum, probably. And like I said before, if I was interested in doing another Ashland Dome after this, I would probably run out there and make sure my characters were doing a better job fighting that cleaner unit. But I'm just going to basically let them do whatever they do. Take as much damage as they want from the AoEs. Fight as poorly as they want. One good thing about these Ashland Domes is when you go inside of them, it is pretty safe. Like, if my characters got that badly wounded that I needed to basically take a breather, I could just run them all inside of this Ashland Dome and then quite literally probably AFK. Almar, will you just stop? Quite literally AFK and enemies wouldn't attack me. They wouldn't walk inside to attack me. Assassin's Rag, that's decent. Masterwork Assassin's Rag. Oh, now there we go. There's the loot that I'm looking for. Just tons of items. Edge type 1 guardless katana. That's not too shabby either. Guardless katana is one of the best sidearms you can get. Very high damage for a cutting weapon. Oh yeah, something I wanted to say earlier too is the downside of using a sword is whenever you do cutting damage in Kenshi, you're going to be using your dexterity stat. When you're dealing blunt damage, you're going to be using your strength stat. And it's a lot easier to raise strength than it is dexterity. Therefore, you'll likely almost always do more damage with your blunt weapons. At least until you raise dexterity high enough to, you know, alleviate that. What was in this metal box? I forget. Press. So that's basically everything for this Ashland Dome. What's still going on out here? The cleanser unit is still beating me up. See, this is what happens when you don't strategize. See how all my characters are getting beat to shit? Because the cleanser unit's hitting them all. And with that, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the cleanser unit. Am I? Yeah, he is. He just needs to... Oh, no, he's not. Where are you going? There we go. Get there before it reboots. Yep. I'm not going to be able to loot it. It's in too weird of a spot. Gosh darn it, I wanted that AI core. Why are you running up there after Almar? I guess they're running... Yeah, they are. And like I said, after that fight, we were going to have to recuperate. And that is also to show you as well, you're going to need to use at least some strategy when you come here. Zerging is not going to always be ideal. Also, especially when you get to Cat-Lon and the bosses of this area, the real bosses of this... Oop, I definitely don't want them to be in the cloud, the fart cloud. I think that cleanser unit cleaned it even though he's down there. How nice of him. Ouch, negative 72 for his head. Tracking on. He got messed up. So did Chad. So let me show you a little trick of the trade. Since my characters are all beat up. This is something you can do that I do somewhat frequently to basically alleviate running back to base. Just cut out that unnecessary travel time. Of course, this is cheap. Many people would consider it cheating, so all things aside, keep that in mind. Basically, every single time you use reset squad positions, it's going to teleport everybody you have on top of the location you're looking. Uh-oh, here comes another skin harvest. All of you Reaver slaves, you should go inside because you don't have a... Oh, actually, let me get you some gear. Even though I'm probably not going to use these characters. If they manage to survive, then they manage to survive. I'll give them the means that they need to survive, but the rest is up to them. The actual survival part, it's up to them. This poor guy's lost an arm already, so he's off to a bad start. And there you go. They're all geared out in crab armor now. So they're at least have enough to not be eaten alive by the acid. Which is good because then I can assign them tasks and make them earn their keep. So let's see. Almar will run you over here because I want to offload some of my loot. Oops, not that. I could learn the peeler machine, learn the human skin suit recipes. Almar will run over here and hit up my Department of Transportation secretary. And we're going to basically research all of the goodies we need. That should be that should unlock most of the last things we need. So let's see. Fully automatic ore drill. That is one of the things I wanted, yes. Edge walkers. I definitely want that more so than probably anything. This will unlock the final rank of weapons that I can make, which is, in my opinion, like the most important thing I can get right now. The hiver legs are on my list too for important things that I can get right now. Fully automatic ore drill, yes. Steel bars 3. I guess that makes it automated. Yeah, I'll do that. Hybrid stone mine. Nah, I'll save that for... Yeah, I'll do that. And that. Now I just need somebody to research it. What are you doing, Esper? Iron resource? Do the research bench first. There we go. Finally. So here is the big skin bandit raid. And they'll all come inside, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close the door. So now they're stuck in here with me, and I'm stuck in here with them. Now the reason I'm closing the door is because this will break their pathing when they try to leave with my character's unconscious bodies. So if they pick up a character that gets knocked unconscious, which they're definitely going to do, they will basically get stuck and not leave. They will just stand there holding the body. At least every single time I've done this, that's how it worked. So look, yeah, he picked up prisoner. Instead of running, he stood there and fought. Yep. Worked exactly as I wanted it to. Instead of them all picking up bodies and then running away immediately, they basically just stick around in the base and get obliterated, and then stand up and get obliterated again, which is exactly what I wanted. But anyway, that is really all there is to it for this video. This video has been going on for quite a while. I showed you more or less everything that I wanted to. And I think the next video is going to be the final part of my Kenshi walkthrough. And in that part, we're going to be going down to Cat-Lon. And we're going to be defeating the quote-unquote final boss of Kenshi. If I got anything wrong with this video, left anything out, or you guys feel that I should have added something that I didn't, or said something that I didn't, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm always interested in hearing what I got wrong, and I think it's important that people correct the... whatever the word is. Slate, correct the record. There you go. I was thinking of the proper phrase. It's important that people correct the record. That way, all of the correct information gets out there. If I get something wrong, I don't mind somebody posting a comment and letting me know. That way, everybody else can read the comment and understand or receive the correct information. Aside from that, though, if you guys did like this video, be sure to leave me a like because that helps me out a lot. And I will catch you guys around in the final part, the next part of my Kenshi walkthrough. Aside from that, peace.